that was the worst you performed this season?
I would say this: we faced what I think is one of the better teams in the Canadian Football League, and we found a way to win the football game. So. You're never going to be a dominating team week in and week out when you play a veteran team with a veteran quarterback, veteran receivers, good players. So, I felt we found a way to win the football game. So, again, that's the name of the game, to get the 2 points, and we did it: offense, defense, special teams once again.
Explain what happened on the challenge that you obviously weren't allowed to challenge.
Well, I wasn't allowed to challenge. I could still challenge. What had happened? I could still challenge whether he was out of bounds, and I wouldn't have taken a penalty. But I wanted to keep my challenge, so I rather took the penalty because I figured the field position wasn't that big deal. I could have challenged, and then there wouldn't have been a 10-yard penalty. But I decided, talking with the official, I said I'll take the penalty, so I still have my challenge. So I was well aware of what happened there. So I'd rather keep the challenge.
You said that Hamilton's a good team, and you expected this kind of game.
Yeah.
Some people thought maybe it might be a little helter-skelter out there at times from both sides. Is that a product of just playing each other as equal team, or is it a bye-week thing? I mean, things seemed a little kind of out of sorts a bit there.
Well, we had a couple penalties, and that's just, just poor execution. We went into the huddle one time with 13 men, which is probably the first time that's happened all year because, we went from kickoff return, and this has happened before. You went from one personnel set to another. Instead of checking to the sideline first, they just assumed. And then, they had a bunch of the same penalties. They had, I think, 2 of those, and then they had a bunch of time counts. So, that's part of football, minimizing mistakes, and fortunately we were able to minimize ours.
What does a play like Lobendon's in the third quarter there knocking the ball out at the 1 do for your team, your bench? What do coaches and players notice or take from that kind of hustle effort?
Well, it talks about what we'll be able to show that clip in 2 days and say, this is why we practice how hard we do. This is why we say run the football. If he slowed up a little bit, it's a touchdown. But he gave great effort, knocked the ball out, and got us energized. And there could have been a lull there, and then we responded. So, that's part of what these guys are trying to do, is play with great effort every game, and that's a great example.
Surprised they didn't challenge?
I haven't seen it upstairs, so, I wouldn't know.
Your defense gave up a lot of yards, but I guess you could say your offense kind of won this game for you tonight. Is that good to see in a way?
Well, I think, I think both teams, I think offense, defense, and special teams won the game for us. We moved the ball well, but it was, you're facing a veteran team. They're going to move the football. But we have to minimize their points, which we did. I thought there weren't a lot of touchdowns, and we made our plays to score. And the big thing we did, we made plays into blitz. When they blitzed us in cover 0, I think we had 2 touchdowns, and that's what you have to do against blitzing teams.